Well, hey fans, welcome back to the third annual JanuScary special, and today we're going to talk about Brooklyn 45. So, Brooklyn 45 is a supernatural thriller directed by Ted Geoghegan, starring Anne Ramsay, Ronnie Raines, John Holmes, Larry Fessenden, Aaron Buzzington, and Kristina Klebe. The film is set shortly after the end of World War II, and it follows these 5 veterans who meet at one of their colleagues' Brooklyn brownstone, and they try to have this séance to summon his dead wife, and everything pretty much goes downhill from there. This film did showcase at South by Southwest last year. I did cover that, but unfortunately I was not able to watch it. But luckily for me, a friend of mine had reached out to the director on Twitter saying that they didn't get to see the film, and he was like, has anybody else not seen my film? It's wonderful. I would like for you to watch it. So I messaged him. I said, hey, I haven't seen your film. I would love for you to send me a copy. And Ted reached out. He shot me a DM and said, hey, what's your email? I'll send you a copy of the film. And he did that. So I was able to watch it last year. And after doing so, I said, this would be great for the JanuScary special. So I decided to, not do a review right away and watch it again at a later date and do it for you guys here today. And I have to say, there's some masterful writing and set work done in this film. And I overall did enjoy it. Ted Geoghegan. The film is a one-set film. It is pretty much like a stage play, which he did say in his email to me. And it's just people in a room talking. And there are some supernatural elements. They are present in the beginning, and then they show back up towards the end. And that actually is not my favorite part of the film. My favorite part is just the secrets that come out when these people are stuck in a room together and they're forced to reveal, their dark misdeeds, so to speak, that the other friends either didn't believe happened or didn't want to believe happened. And I like that. There's also a lot to talk about involving this country in times of war and times not of war. There is a character in the film who talks about killing an Italian young man after the war because, Italy was part of the Axis power, so he did not believe this guy was an American, even though this right before the altercation happened. They don't really explain a lot about the altercation, only that it ended with him killing this Italian guy. And another character speaks to him is like, you have an Italian last name, you have Italian ancestry, so how could you do something like that? And it's just stuff like that. These questions need to be asked. There is an aspect of the films where a character, and I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but there's a character who is being accused of committing war crimes. But then when they talk about the aspect, it's like a superior told him to do this thing, so he should not be forced to, he should own up to what he did, but it doesn't make him a bad person because he was following orders. And then you get into the whole aspect about, a lot of those German soldiers were just following Hitler's orders. Are they all bad people? And it's these types of questions that I think make the drama and the suspense of this film so great and so heavy and just makes you think a lot more. There's also the aspects of sexuality. You got people who have prejudice against those who are gay, even if they are friends with them, how when they're put in specific situations, those prejudices can come out. And that was handled masterfully. And just the acting overall was great. And Kristina Klebe, she is the crux of this film. She portrays a German immigrant who has been held hostage by one of the veterans who, to make a long story short, his wife thought she was a spy. And you pretty much only know that she's a German immigrant. You never actually find out if she was a spy. So that leads us to the end of the film where the supernatural elements come back into play. And I necessarily just didn't like not having those questions answered. For me personally, I really wanted to know what was going on in terms of, is she really a spy? Or was she just, an immigrant who happened to be around some people who were going through post-war trauma? And I can see how some people might enjoy that, not having every question answered. That is at least one question that, like I said, I just need to know, and I still need to know. I might try and email Ted. I'm like, hey, he did leave some notes on the film, but I need to know, was she a spy? What was your purpose in doing this? I'm gonna see if I can try to interview him at some point. I need to reach back out to him. But yeah, I really liked everything else about the film, save for, that specific part of the ending. But once everything comes to a head and these people are let out of this brownstone, the trauma that they are left with, that's real. and that's great. And another thing about this film, it is a real-time thriller, meaning the film is about an hour and a half, and the events in the film take place over the course of about an hour and a half. And I think that allows for the viewer to connect with it more, knowing that it's not like weeks going by or days or whatever. It's actually in the time that you are watching it. And for a film made for Shudder, and I'm not like a big fan of Shudder, so I think, considering the few films I've seen that have been released for Shudder, this is the best one I've seen. So Ted Geoghegan, congratulations, you've done a great job. So in terms of a score, I think I'm gonna give Brooklyn 45, a decent 7.6 out of 10. Like I said, I didn't like that aspect of not knowing about the spy, but the dialogue, the writing, the set work, the minimal supernatural elements that don't really overpower the true story that we're trying to watch, I did enjoy all of that. So once again, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for the JanuScary special. Remember, you can watch the full review on YouTube and the website, flipfrogllc.com/flixfrog. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook page, anything and everything Flip Frog, Flip Frog Books, and make sure that you subscribe. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.